What's up, fight fans? Dana White has confirmed a lot of speculation that we've been thinking about for some time about the results of UFC 315 and how that's going to affect UFC 317. And it was confirmed just now that, yes, depending on the winners of the main event on Saturday night, is going to depend on what the matchmakers are going to do with these three particular fighters. So we're going to go over the outcomes of the main event and what's going to happen. But let's just say that we really need Belal to win, because if we really want to see the most anticipated matchup in one of the most anticipated matchups in UFC history, we need Belal to win. So first, let's go over what JDM. So if JDM wins, we will most likely get Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria for the vacant lightweight belt, because Islam Makhachev will move up to fight JDM if he wins. Now, I've said this before, but Islam Makhachev, kind of a snake, because he low-key is rooting for JDM to win so he could go up and get the other belt and be a two-division champion. I do think it's a little bit of a snake thing to do. Now, Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria is a good matchup. That's fun. Of course, we're going to watch it. But, there's a better matchup. And, we all know what it is. We'll talk about that in the next slide. But Charles, I think we all just know how that fight is going to go between Ilia and Charles. Charles Oliveira is a guy who's known for getting hit clean in all of his fights. Poirier, Gaethje, Chandler, he gets hit clean. And then you have Ilia Topuria, who is one of the most accurate, powerful strikers. And it's not whether it's going to land, it's when he's going to land, because he's just so accurate and so good at reading his opponent. I think we all know how that fight goes. Ilia Topuria, Oliveira might have his moments, but Ilia Topuria is going to win that. Whether it's by submission or knockout, most likely knockout. But he could hold his own in the grappling department against Charles Oliveira as well, I believe. Now, JDM versus Islam Makhachev is a fun fight, but obviously Islam Makhachev, I think, has more work to do at lightweight. I think that obviously the Arman fight was out of his power because he couldn't control that. But nonetheless, you have Ilia Topuria and a number one contender like Arman Tsarukyan, who you haven't fought. So I do think there's more work to do at lightweight. And now, if JDM wins, a big question is will Belal retire? Now, I don't think that's going to happen, because even though Belal is almost 37, he still seems like he has a couple more, well, not many, but, some more years to fight, whether he's going to be a champ or not. So I think Belal, a good fight for him would be the winner of Buckley versus Usman, Marty versus Buck. Obviously, I want Usman to win that now a lot more, because if that happens, if Usman beats Buckley, there's just a better chance that the matchmakers will make Usman versus Belal, and that would be a really fun fight if Belal loses the belt, or if he, retains it, which I hope he will. But let's go. So Belal winning is the best case scenario for the majority of UFC fans, because the majority of UFC fans want to see this fight. They want to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Two of the most skilled fighters on the entire roster, two of the pound-for-pound best, in my opinion. Let's make them fight. They are the pound-for-pound best. Let's see them fight, all right? Fuck John Jones. He hasn't done anything sitting on his ass. He shouldn't even be on the pound-for-pound list anymore. Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev are the pound-for-pound kings right now. They need to fight it. They are the most skilled. It's a fight that can go any way. I could see Islam finishing him. I could see Ilia finishing him. It is such a crazy matchup. If you rather see Islam Makhachev versus Justin Gaethje, I truly believe you need to be institutionalized. Or if you'd rather see Ilia Topuria take on Charles over Islam, I truly believe you should be institutionalized. Or you should reconsider being a fan of this sport. So now if Belal wins, not only will we get the great matchup between Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, a super lightweight fight, but Belal would either fight Shavkat or Sean Brady. Now, I don't know. It seems like the UFC will go with Shavkat because they originally were going to give him the title shot. I'm not too sure what they'll do with that. That's why I put a question mark beyond that. Now, if Ilia, since Belal wins, Ilia Topuria will be fighting Islam Makhachev. So what to do with Charles Oliveira? I think Charles Oliveira, a really fun matchup for him could be Paddy Pimblett. You know, I can't think of much. I just think Paddy Pimblett would be a fun matchup. You know, both fighting each other in the grappling. As I said in another video, Paddy has grappling that could, be competitive for Charles. But I want to know what you guys think. You know, who do you guys want? Do you want JDM to win and see the outcomes of this? Or do you want Belal to win? This is a very unique situation in UFC history. There hasn't been many times like this where the outcome of the main event is going to trigger all this other divisions and the main event for these other cards and all this shit. It isn't very common when something like this happens. Now, I'm going with Belal. You know, I put that picture of Ilia there because I think he would enjoy this outcome the most because I think he would prove much more knocking out Islam than Charles. I think it's safe to say that. And I put, Usman there because I think Usman would really enjoy seeing Belal lose and, all that, and not seeing him get a single title defense, as we know Belal and Usman hate each other. And Belal and Usman is a fun fight to make regardless of the result that happens in this fight. But I want Ilia Topuria to win. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know if you think Dana White, really pissed you off by taking too long to announce this. I mean, it practically took the media to twist his arm to finally announce this. I mean, Ilia Topuria had to go on I believe he went on a show in Spain to announce this. And then Dana White just confirmed it at the press conference. So let me know what you guys think about these matchups. Let me know what you want the outcome to be. Do you want Belal to win? Do you want JDM to win? And let me know why.